This is Dr. Rajshekhar Medidi and welcome back to the Chemistry Laboratory, Kebrudahar University, Ethiopia. So today we'll come back again with the new topic, that is pH. Very simple topic and very essential and useful topic, pH. So how to determine the pH? How to identify whether the solution or any liquid is acid or base? So the term how to represent is small p and capital H. Sometimes some students, maybe they are not aware of how to write the term pH. Sometimes some students, they will write capital P and small h. That is wrong. And sometimes some students write both capital P and H also. That is also wrong. Sometimes some students, they may write small p and small h. That is also wrong. So how to write the pH means small p letter and capital H letter. H letter represents the hydrogen element symbol, and P letter represents the potential of hydrogen ion or the power of hydrogen ion. So the definition, it says that what is pH means, it is scientifically or chemically may be defined as pH is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration is called as pH. So pH is very important not only for the sake of chemistry students, but it is very important for others also, because while I am talking now, you can see some examples. Suppose the blood inside the human body, if we see, it is having a pH of around 6.5, something like that. And also when we eat the food, we will chew the food in the mouth, and after chewing, we will swallow the food without our notice. So while swallowing, the saliva inside the mouth plays very important role to keep the food inside, to throw the food inside by means of swallowing. So the saliva, if you see the pH, it will be around 6.5 or 7, neutral we can say. And also when we eat the food will be digested by means of different acids inside the body, inside the stomach we can say. So the acids means it is used to, we can determine the acid by means of this pH determination. So pH plays very important, not only for the sake of chemistry, but also others, I mean to say. If you see the milk is very important, which is the proteinous food. Actually, the milk, if you see the pH, it is around 6.5 or 7 sometimes. And if you see the curd, what we are using daily for our food, along with the food we will use the curd. Curd will be slightly acidic, consisting of 5.5 pH. So pH plays very important role. So let us see, simply to understand the definition of pH is, it is the power of hydrogen or the potential of hydrogen. That means to say, if any liquid can be said as acid or base based on the power of hydrogen inside that, or the potential of hydrogen. For example, if you see the sulfuric acid, H2SO4, the formula, it can be dissociated as H2 plus and SO4 minus 2. So because of more amount of concentration of hydrogen in the sulfuric acid as H2 plus, the concentration is more, and so the potential of hydrogen is more, and it is called a strong acid. If you see some other example like acetic acid, CH3COOH, it can be dissociated as CH3COO minus and H plus. Here the H plus is only one small concentration is there, H plus only. So it is called as a weak acid, I mean to say that. So in this case, the pH is useful to determine whether the liquid or any solution is acid or base. There is a pH scale at the basic level itself. The scale, it says that from 1 to 14, there is a scale like this. It starts from 1 and ends at 14. So 1 to 7 will be called as acidic medium, and from 7 to 14 it is called as basic medium or alkaline medium. If any liquid, if it comes under 1 to 7, that liquid can be called as acidic in nature. If any liquid, if it shows the value more than 7 in between 14, then that is called as basic in nature or alkaline in nature. Sometimes we can see some acids are very strong, for example sulfuric acid. If you see the pH of sulfuric acid, it will be around 3 or something like that. And hydrochloric acid also, it gives around 3 pH, something like that. So this is about the measurement of pH and its scale. So when the pH of any liquid is less than 7, that is, it is from near to 1, 2 or 3, it is called a strong acid. If it is more than 4, that is 5 or 6.5 something, it is called as very weak acid. Then 9, 10, 11 or it is 12, it can be called as strong base. The more the value it shows, the more basic it is. The less value it shows, the more acidic it is. I am repeating again. The pH value, the more the value of pH, the more will be the basicity or basic in nature. The lesser the value of the pH, the greater is the acidity. And in between there is 7, the number called as, it is called as neutral. We can say the water is also, we can say the distilled water can be representing the pH as neutral 7 or sometimes 6.5. This is about the understanding about the pH. And now there is different methods to identify the solution, whether it is acid or base. Basically, we can see the analytic instrument pH meter is used to determine the solution or any liquid, whether it is acid or base. And there is natural indicators also. We can use the pH indicators. Papers are there, they are called as litmus papers. By using the litmus papers, we can also identify whether it is acid or base. Because base, for example, sodium hydroxide is a basic solution. If you take the sodium hydroxide pellets, salt, and mix with water, that comes into sodium hydroxide solution, basic solution. And if you take sulfuric acid, if you mix some water, it becomes sulfuric acid solution. The first one, that is called sodium hydroxide, is a basic solution, and sulfuric acid is the acid solution. If you see the two solutions, one is basic, other one is acidic. By looking with our eyes, we cannot identify whether this is acid or this is base or what, we cannot identify. In that case, we can simply use the litmus paper to identify whether the solution is acid or base without getting confusion with our eyes. So litmus paper is a natural indicator which can be simply used to identify whether the liquid is acid or base. Now we'll see the procedure for identification. How to identify the liquid, whether it is acid or base. Now we'll perform the experiment visually by using the litmus paper. Join with me. Now we are here to describe or determine whether the liquid is acid or base. So these are the two different types of chemicals. This is strong acid, sulfuric acid, and this is the strong base, sodium hydroxide. So this is the sulfuric acid which is there in the bottle, and this is the sodium hydroxide which is in the solid form, crystals form. This is a base, sodium hydroxide. Now we will take these chemicals into the reagent bottles, and from there we will take into the beaker to identify whether it is acid or base. First of all, I have taken this liquid form sulfuric acid into this reagent bottle. From this I have taken into the small beaker. This is the sulfuric acid, concentrated one. And from this sodium hydroxide pellets, crystals, I have taken 1 gram of this sodium hydroxide into the beaker, and I have added a small amount of distilled water, 10 ml, to make it into solution. And I have taken that into the reagent bottle. This is the sodium hydroxide in the liquid form, solution form, acts as a base. And now from this I will take small amount of the sodium hydroxide liquid into the beaker. Okay. Now if you see, the litmus paper test is very important test, simply to identify whether it is acid or base. Why to identify whether the liquid is acid or base? Because sulfuric acid is liquid form which is colorless solution, and sodium hydroxide is also in liquid form which is also colorless solution. Both are colorless solutions. So how can we identify whether which is acid and which is base? Very difficult. For that case, we can identify by means of litmus paper test, which is a natural indicator. So these are the blue litmus papers and these are the red litmus papers. Let us see now. For acid solutions, the blue color litmus papers will be converting into red color. Whereas in the case of basic solutions, red litmus paper converts into the blue color. Let us see how it is taking place. Now this is the sulfuric acid which is in the liquid form. Now I am taking the litmus paper. One paper I will take here. This is the blue color litmus paper. Now I will keep in the acid. See. As soon as the blue color litmus paper is kept inside the acid, you can see here it is converting into the red color. See, blue color converts into the red color. It resembles that this solution is acid in nature. So because it is sulfuric acid, it turns blue litmus into the red color litmus paper. This is the simple test. Okay. And now, if you see the base here, base, this is sodium hydroxide. I am keeping the another paper, that is the red color litmus paper. I will keep in the sodium hydroxide. It converts into the blue color because this is base. Now let us see. So this is the litmus paper. I kept in this basic solution sodium hydroxide, and immediately it converts into the blue color. This is about the representation or identification of an acid or base by means of natural indicator called as litmus paper. This is a very simple test. We can identify like this for any type of acid solutions, for any type of basic solutions. Thank you.